Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Tazamak.
The brother Ahmad Gabar.
Shalom. We're going to start by giving all praises and glory and fear and honors to Yahweh, Shalom to the sincere elders, apostles of the Grand Millstone, teaching his truth sincerely in highways and byways. Shalom to the elect, the 144,000 men, and the believers, the men, women, and children that take heed and believe that the dead in Yahushai shall rise first. And Lord willing, this is an edifying video. I have a precept I just want to jump into, right? Where a lot of men, they try to curve or, pretend it doesn't exist. But Matthew 23 is an important chapter, of this truth. Jumping down to verse 34. Wherefore, behold, I send you unto prophets and wise men and scribes, and some of them ye shall kill and crucify, and some of them shall ye scourge in your synagogues, and persecute them from city to city. So, why is the Lord saying that? You see, it's because the majority of our people of Israel, that goes to the 2/3, and also you have to keep in mind there's also 2/3 in this truth, that are teaching deceitfully. So the Lord is telling us that the true prophets are actually going to be looked down at by the 2/3 and by the deceitful men that are in Israel, because not all Israel is of Israel. And that's why you see a lot of like 2/3, they're already dead. So that's why you see a lot of judgment going on, like the brother telling me earlier, with that case of that that's that army soldier, right, being judged by the Lord, because see, the Lord doesn't have respect of persons, see? And basically that's why the judgment is going hard on our people, because the judgment is starting in the house of Israel. But go ahead, brother.
Gone, bro, gone. And that's why, just like you said, the Lord no respect of persons. And what the Lord is showing the true men, the Lord that have the eye single right now, is he's bringing that judgment. See, the spirit of the Lord is in the heavy spirit of rebuking, and it's in the spirit of judgment. And men don't really seem to comprehend what the Lord is doing. Being that, see, when you're in the spirit of trying to be liked or trying to gain subscribers or to be seen a certain way, you can't really teach the way of the Lord in a certain power and strength. And that's what we see a lot of men. They have, because men are still seeking validation from this world, they can no longer teach and rebuke. The scriptures say having gifts, that's going to blind your heart. And, we have these judgments going out with these jakes being killed. Well, that's the Heavenly Father actually letting us know that judgment's going to start in this house. See, what happens out there in the physical with Jake being killed in the world, that's happening in the spiritual as well. We got to look at it both ways, because when the Lord kills somebody in the physical, he requires his spirit. Best believe he's killing and he's slaying guys in the spirit. He's taking his Holy Spirit from guys. And that's the whole zombie apocalypse we're seeing. As I seen the brother posted on Twitter, we're in a heavy demonic zombie apocalypse where a lot of guys don't have the spirit of the Lord. And so the Lord is showing some heavy things in these last days, man, and you have to be alive to actually see what the Lord is doing. See, we're alive. We can see exactly what the Lord is doing. And by us seeing what the Lord is doing, we're cleaving onto him more and more. We're getting the fuck away from this world. Because if you're of this world, you're going to be in a fucked up spirit in this time. That's why the Lord said, don't try to exalt yourself. When you take the low seat, you can still see through the spirit. You got it, brother. Go ahead.
Right. Jumping down to verse 37. O Jerusalem, Jerusalem, thou that killest the prophets and stonest them which are sent unto thee, how often would I have gathered thy children together, even as a hen gathereth her chickens under her wings, and yea, would not. So our people would not and are still not listening to the prophets. You see, that's what the Lord is only dealing with a remnant. That's why there's a lot of people that are going towards the broad gate, and only a remnant are actually going straight, you know, in this truth, and not trying to zigzag or um, walk two paths at the same time. You see, the Lord wants us to be walking straight in no other way, but the only way. Um, Let me see here.
Right, and like you said, you said a good point. When you're walking on that straight path, you're not going to be accepted by the world, by our world that's carnal. See, this world that we live in now is very carnal, and like the scripture say, the majority of men's mind have turned against the Lord. Matter of fact, can you do me a favor?
Uh,
Can you bring out Genesis? I think that's the third chapter. The Lord told us the hearts of man was desperately wicked. So, with that whole situation with that Jake that got killed by that cop, we all know that Esau's a fucking devil and he's trying to destroy our people. Well, you got to look at that too as the Lord has spiritual snipers out for our people. This is the time that the Lord's gonna kill our people because this is the mentality of our people. See, Jake think he could just do wickedness and just get away with it, and the Lord's not gonna actually bring judgment. That's the majority of our people. That's the mindset that Jake actually thinks. But the Lord, He's not holding back His peace no more. He's actually speaking. You see what I'm saying? And the true prophets, they were set up to actually speak to things before they actually happen. So when they say certain men were gonna die, the Lord will actually make it happen. Look at Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. The Moses said, "If these men die a normal death, you should know the Lord has not sent me." And what happened? The Lord opened up the ground and swallowed their ass up, letting them know the Lord is actually dealing with Moses. So the true prophets, the true men of the Lord, as they did powerful works back then, they're going to be doing powerful works right now. Their works are going to be a force. The things that they say is going to move man the wrong way. And a lot of guys, they're offended at Yahweh Shai. You can tell they're offended. You see what I'm saying? And the Spirit of the Lord is coming in a way where it's not having a respect of person. It's not the Spirit of the Lord is not coming out of the mouth of a lot of men out there because guys have gotten the fame, they have received their consolation. But the Spirit of the Lord is actually dealing with those that are humble. As the elder brother did a video, wisdom can only dwell with those that are low. So, being that the Lord is keeping the true men low right now, they can actually speak this thing without giving a damn of what men think of them. See, that's the problem that a lot of guys have. That's the problem we have. That's why there's so much division. Guys still want to be somebody in a dying world. And the Lord said, if you're held up in your praise of men, you're an abomination to the eyes of the Lord. You got it, brother. Go ahead.
Con, you said Genesis 3.
Yeah, where it says the hearts of man was corrupt.
Con, let's see.
I believe that's Genesis 3.
God.
So if I may say, the best place to be in these times, man, should be not to be in the limelight, Huck. What the Lord is showing us. Yahweh Shem Shai, he's angry right now, and the Lord said He's angry with the wicked every day. So how is He showing this anger by bringing these judgments and the judgment that are going out in the world with George Floyd and these guys being killed because Jake is wicked? That's going to trickle down this truth, starting with guys that have a certain elevation and guys look up to them like leaders and elders. These guys that were not right and they're corrupt and they're pushing a wicked vibration, that's where the Lord's going to start with. You know what I'm saying? When Yahweh Shai came on the scene, He was in the spirit where He was exposing the wicked government at that time. Because who you're following, that's the spirit that you're going to get. If you're following the righteous man, you're going to get that righteous spirit. But we see it as a plague among the camps where you got guys just following God just because they may have a title or praise. And you have to say something about that. See, by you not saying something about that, you're going to be guilty as well with the blood. That's why guys think just by being quiet, not saying shit, they're good. No, the Lord's still going to judge your ass because you have to set up that judgment. The Lord said we're set up to be judges upon our people. Go ahead, brother. You got it.
Con. I can't find that one, but let me bring out Matthew It was Matthew 9 verse 17 says, neither do men put new wine into old bottles, else the bottle break, and the wine runneth out, and the bottles perish. But they put new wine in the new bottles, and both are preserved. So, see, when men that hear the word, and they're caught, right, and um they consider the old wines, because um they even the young men, because there's a lot of young Jakes, but their spirit is of old. They have the same spirit of their forefathers that went off. You see, and that's considered the old one. That's the old cup. And
Mhm.
them listening to this work and this word, which is the new wine, listening to the prophets, that makes them actually shattered like old cups. And that's why they can't be in a place where they actually walk straight with the prophets and follow the prophets and grow with the prophets, and um and be a prophet themselves, because they can't be of something that's not of the world. They always follow the world. you know when they hear something that's not of the world, then it's like it hurts their mind, because
Right.
they want to grow in this place. And that's why the Lord is killing a lot of men that are rejecting the Lord. You see, because if you reject the Lord, the Lord is gonna reject your ass. And that's fair judgment. And the Lord is not to be played with. See, men think that they can put the Lord on the side and that the Lord is gonna wait for them. The Lord doesn't deal with like that.
Uh-uh. And see, that's the whole thing about it. See, a lot of men have lost the fight to fight anymore. See, guys came and teach about Yahweh Shai. There's no eagerness. There's no joy to teach about Yahweh Shai, and that's the spirit we see a lot of men in. See, they're teaching like TD Jakes. If he was TD Jake, this fat pig, he's gonna give you all this information, but he's not. He doesn't really care about you. He cares about how much money he's gonna make at the end of this of the at the end of preaching to the choir. And that's how a lot of men are in these last days. So when the Lord told us, just like you said, he hid his face from a lot of men. So a lot of men they can't really grasp what the Spirit is saying because they're in the flesh. And this does the word of the Lord, when it was spoken by the prophets, it caused uproars to be had in the cities. Men actually got offended. One example was Apostle Paul. He had the bunch of men trying to kill him, trying to make a whole. They tried to make a conspiracy to kill the Apostle Paul. Now, why did that happen? Because the Apostle Paul was preaching in a way where if you weren't right, you got cut by the words. And we're seeing that the Spirit of the Lord, the pure, undefiled Spirit, is not dealing with the majority of our people. And when we speak these words, we're speaking as the heart of the Lord. Because what did the Lord say? What is He going to do in these last days? He said, man should be lovers of their own self, covetous, boasters. They don't really love the Lord like that. If they did, men would be in a heavy, eager spirit to be rebuking the wicked. Guys don't want to rebuke the wicked,
Mm.
man, because they are the fucking wicked. See, the Heavenly Father, He's putting the spirit on his man to see a lot of you fucking clowns out there that are not right. He's putting the spirit on his men. And it's either you're of the Lord or you're not. There's no fucking being in the middle. See, guys want to be in the middle. Or if I don't say this, if I say that, I'm gonna look a certain way. Fuck what you look like, man. The Lord said he's gonna kill the majority of our people. Now look at Jakes in the world. They're getting killed left and right. But guys don't understand it's gonna happen in this truth as well. Let me grab this for you, Walk, and I'm gonna hand it back to you. Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 20. It says, and he said, I will hide my face from them. So the Lord, he's hiding his face. Like the spirit of the Lord, right? When it was speaking through Moses, the Lord said, I'm not going to speak to Moses through signs and dreams, but I'm going to speak to Moses face to face. Now, guys, they want to be prophets of the Lord, but they don't have what it takes to actually go through what the prophets went through. 'Cause it wasn't an easy path. Hey, look at Jonah, what he had to go through. He was swallowed up by a damn fish because he didn't want to really be a prophet. So the Lord always chose men that didn't really want to be a prophet, that weren't trying to get the limelight, but those men were the ones that were chosen to actually do the will. And by them being chosen, the guys that were praised in the camps, They actually hated these men. You see what I'm saying? So in these last days, everything else has lost its youth. Babylon has lost its youth. The wisdom of men, they have lost the youth. The only people that are standing are the ones that have the mind of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. But those men that are standing is not what everybody wants. Let me keep on going. It says, he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be. For they're a very froward generation, children in whom there is no faith. So, being that our people, they reject the Lord and they reject the prophets, the Lord has rejected them. So now that all these things are happening, our people, they cry to white Jesus and they want to pray. They're in that Martin Luther King spirit. Oh, let us all get together. Why can't we be equal? But they're not coming back to the root of the problem. Why are these things happening to you? Why are you getting killed in the streets? Why are you in a spirit where you fear your enemy? Because you're not with the Lord. You're not seeking the Lord. And that's what the true prophets were set up to do. Get you back on the right way. Were they set up to speak it in a nice way where you felt good, like you were in the fucking church? Fuck no. They were set up to teach it where you understand if I don't get my ass right, I'm gonna fucking be destroyed by the Lord. Go ahead, brother. You got it, man.
Con. This is Deuteronomy 9, verse 3. Understand therefore this, that the Lord thy power is he which goeth over before thee as a consuming fire. He shall destroy them, and he shall bring them down before thy face. So shalt thou drive them out and destroy them quickly, as the Lord hath said unto thee. Speak not thou in thy heart after that the Lord thy power hath cast them out from before thee, saying, For my righteousness the Lord hath brought me in to possess this land, but for the wickedness of these nations the Lord doeth drive them out from before thee.
Mm,
Not for righteousness or for the uprightness of thy heart doest thou go to possess their land, but for the wickedness of these nations, the Lord thy power doeth drive them out from before thee, and that he may perform the word which the Lord swore unto thy fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So I want to bring this out, through the Spirit, because the thing is, we're reading this, right? And yes, this is going to the other nations and why the Lord allows us to overcome the nations. But first and foremost, we have to actually be in this truth, walking straight for the Lord to be with us, right?
that's
Now,
right.
now, you think about why is the Lord taking the spirit from many men, of Israel, and it's not because we make a lot of videos. It's not because we are even in His truth. The Lord has us in His truth because we're on His truth because we're not boasting of ourselves, and we are actually supposed to be in this truth. This is what the Lord commanding us to do. But
Mm,
the Lord is actually at the same time giving us the spirit, the talents of many men, because these men, they're losing the spirit because they're not using it correctly. They're using it in the wicked. So the Lord actually takes it away from them. See, and it gives it to the true prophets that are actually doing this work. So that's just an example here. We see the Lord um, putting certain people down, you know, and bringing others up, and that's what the Lord is doing with the elect, with the remnant, with the true prophets that are actually walking straight and have respect for His work. But a lot of men, they actually respect the world more and the ways of the world, and even Esau. You see, they try to hide Esau for the Lord sees all these things, and the Lord actually is bringing down and allowing the dead to bury the dead. But we actually are focused on a bigger goal than that. We actually focus on uh, pinpointing who are the wicked in sheep's clothing.
right. And you said you said a good question. You asked why the Lord is actually taking the spirit from a lot of men. Well, these guys actually have hatred for the true man, the Lord, and because of men being filled with wickedness and envy and jealousy. The Lord, what the Lord did, He actually turned that around and He put that spirit on the true man of the Lord. You see what I'm saying? Because that same spirit is back here today. See, it's kind of it's like the wilderness. When we're walking in the wilderness, what did the Lord say? This is the very forward generation. So the Lord had our people walk around the wilderness 40 years, and that whole time they were being wicked, sacrificing. What happened? They made a molten calf. They murmured against Moses. Korah got swallowed up. So in that time frame, is that you, Walker, or is that me?
That's me, Salakia.
All right, Khan. Well, in that time frame, the Lord actually a whole lot of shit happened with our people. So the same thing is happening now. See, the job of the prophets was not set to be liked, man. That's what guys don't understand. And because men are watching these guys that were in a weak demonic spirit where they want to be liked, guys can't even come full out. Guys can't even be themselves. You know what I'm saying? They have to hide themselves. Like what did my man say? Oh, you have to hide yourself. You see? You have to hide yourself. What did I think that was Scarface? You know, I'm me. I'll be the bad guy. Yeah, a lot of guys they have to hide themselves. The true men of the Lord they set it straight. Whether that was unto death or whether that was the Lord delivering them, they still had a certain job to do. Now, being that our people they're in a jealous spirit, and going back to Deuteronomy chapter 28, they still have that evil eye. What the Lord is doing is because man have that spirit, He's taking that spirit off of them and he's giving it to the true man. Like this, for example. The true man of the Lord, they came in a humble state, but they had the spirit, right? But you had these proud guys in these high states, but they didn't have the spirits, just like Yahushua and those scribes and Pharisees. But those scribes and Pharisees, they knew that Yahushua had the power. Their whole job was to try to get Yahushua out the way and kill Yahushua. You see? So let me grab this real quick, Ak, and I'll hand it back to you. First Samuel 18 and verse 8. And Saul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him. And he said, they have ascribed unto David 10,000, and to me they have ascribed 1,000. Right. Saul wasn't even happy with what he got, you know. And what could he have more but the kingdom? And Saul eyed David from that day and forward. So just like the true men of the Lord, when they did certain things, the Lord was with these men, and the Lord's backing them up so they could do great works. But being that they were around many enemies and many goats, you had guys try to take their positions. Like now, if man could, they would take the positions of the sincere apostles, of sincere brothers. They would try to take the positions because not every man has the Lord on their side in these last days. That's why these judgments are going out. That's why these jakes are being killed. That represents judgment starting in his house first. And so, by us speaking these things and we're going in, a lot of guys they can't really fake it. They can't really come like a serpent. You know, you should not surely die if you do this. That's what a guy called Esau E, and they say the Maxims because they're in the spirit of the world. But because they know the Lord's not there, they have to destroy a lot of guys right along with them. But we're here to actually make that division so brothers can actually see where life is and where death is. Because life is not flowing through a lot of guys out there, man. Just fucking death. And they want to kill you as well. They want to get you in that same exact spirit. Go ahead, brother. You got it.
Con, man, I got some heavy precepts. Um, it's Exodus 23 and verse 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going where you were talking about, because it's a big matter, and a lot of men don't see that. The fact that calling Esau it's a big matter, and this is why. Just look at this, Exodus 23 and 1. Thou shalt not raise a false report.
Mm,
Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. You see, so a lot of men they actually want to decline in the judgment. They want to decline, and wrest judgment. You can't do that because the Lord is telling you not to do that. The Lord is actually coming to judge. And
mm-hmm.
you put in mind and you remember all the shit that our people went through because of Esau Edom, and then you want to come and actually after so much years you actually think you're somebody to start calling Esau E. You know, who are you to
Hmm.
do that? We're not nobody. And and the fact, if you think you're actually somebody to do that, then you're really dead. You see, because the true prophets, we know that we're nobodies, but we're also a part of the hopeful elect. You see, serving the Lord, sincerely, and that actually gives us lives, eternal life. But these men, they're dead because they're actually making themselves uh, uh, righteous. But the Lord is the one that actually esteems you righteous. The Lord is the one that actually sees us and sees the um how well we actually following His commandments and His laws.
Come on, brother. And you know what, Uck? You know what, brother? We're actually putting guys back in remembrance. See, we're putting guys back in reality because guys are being so fucking gone by this world and by the pride. We're actually putting guys right back in reality, letting them know this thing ain't about fucking channels, and the subscribers and who watches you, because just like the brother posted on Twitter, the zombie apocalypse, the majority of these guys watching these videos, they're dead. So we're letting guys know it ain't fucking about that. It's about if you're right with the Lord or not. Now, guys are actually seeing this thing is very serious, and they're seeing that you have to be in the spirit to actually be of the Lord. And a lot of guys are soaking up. Your name is actually good. See, we love what we do because we see that what we're saying is it's stirring the pot up. It's getting guys feeling some type of way, and we want it to be that way. Because the Lord said, if you're of my house, they're gonna hate you. So don't even worry about it. If they hate you, just know they hated me. And that's exactly the same thing is happening to us. Now, what did the Lord tell us? He said he's going to come to execute judgment. He's coming back to bring mercy. He's coming back to find those that are going to have faith in the land. Those that have faith, judgment, and discernment, those are the ones that are going to get beamed up. Now, when the Lord said that, that means that the ones that were executing judgment, laying down the red carpet, the ones that were actually saying these things, those are the ones that were going to get beamed up. When you take John the Baptist for an example, John said, "I'm not the anointed, but I'm the one that's paving the path for the anointed." So when you see that the Lord talked about the things in the spirit, that's what the true prophets are going to be bringing out in these last days. Things that get your mind right, things that get you closer to the Lord, but away from the flesh. See, guys, by them not bringing out Matthew 23 and going through these certain things, they're getting you to the flesh, making you care about the carnal things and not about the spiritual things. That's why the Lord said they omit the weightier matters of the law. They don't give a damn about that. You guys are more worried about how they look in front of the camera. You see? Let me grab this for you, Walk, and I'm going to hand it back to you. Jeremiah chapter 5, verse 1. It says, "Run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now and know and seek in the broad places thereof, if ye can find the men." So the Lord, He's looking for those few men. If there be any that execute judgment, that seeketh the truth, and I will pardon it. And though they say the Lord liveth, surely they swear falsely. Now, like I said, I'm going to say it again. When the Lord comes back, He's going to execute judgment. The Lord said He's not coming back to bring peace but a sword. But those few righteous men that were actually laying down the path for Yahweh, bringing judgment, bringing that mercy, bringing that faith, those are the ones that are going to be parted. Because our people need these things. See, it's more than just bringing out information. I'd rather be good with the Lord and know a few precepts than just know a whole bunch of information and be destroyed. Because it's about having that understanding. What is going to get you beamed up? You see what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of men they have been blinded to. They have been blind. The key to that door has been taken from a lot of men, but it's been given to you. So you have to open that door. You got to show men how to walk on that path. Because if we don't, we're gonna be destroyed. We're no exception. Go ahead, brother. You got it.
Con, yeah, well said, bro. Because see, the Lord, like I always say, He works in division. He makes uh, uh, things actually stir up so that division can happen. The Lord doesn't deal with unity, and the Lord is not gonna come how the world thinks with open arms. The Lord is actually going to come and give what people deserve. You see, because at this point. The doors of repentance are being shut, but people don't want to sincerely repent. Um, this is Micah 2 in verse 7. Prophesy ye not, say they to them that prophesy. See, let me read it again. Prophesy ye not, say them to them that prophesy. They shall not prophesy to them that they should not take shame. So the people don't want us to really bring this truth out the way it's supposed to be because they don't want to be ashamed. You see,
Mhm.
um, verse 7: O thou art named the house of Jacob, is the spirit of the Lord straitened? Are these his doings? Do not my words do good to him that walketh uprightly? Even of late my people is rising up as enemy, ye pull off the robe with the garment from them that pass by securely as men averse from war. See, so that's what happens right now. That's what's happening right now. That's what happens back. What happened back in the day. See, nothing under the sun is new. You see, the upright men, right, are always hated by the wicked. And they always try to just destroy the upright man. But the Lord is always with the upright man. That's why they have envy, you know, the envious of the righteous men because they see the crown and they want to take away the crown from those men. That's what the Lord said. Be diligent and also make your election sure, right? And also that no man can take your crown, because that's what these men of the world want from you. They want to take down the crown so you can actually uh, be dead with them.
Mhm. Come, bro. And I'm gonna say this. By the way that man is teaching, you can tell the Lord don't know really took the crown. You see what I'm saying, Huck? Because the Lord, he talked about establishing judgment in the gates. And so when you establish the judgments in the gates, you're actually establishing Yahweh Shai, because he's actually bringing that judgment. You're establishing what the Lord is going to do. You're letting the people know what the Lord is bringing. So when you establish that judgment, you're actually establishing Yahweh Shai. But a lot of men, it's like they want to run away from the Lord and talk about all these different things. So it's like the Lord told you, if you don't have no true charity, you ain't nothing. If you don't have these things of the spirit, you ain't nothing. And that's the spirit of the Lord. See, we can go into these prophecies, which I said before. Jake is getting killed on the streets. Jake is dying left and right. But seeing these things are happening, why is it happening? You gotta question yourself that why is the Lord bringing these judgments? Because Babylon is fucked up. Esau's not establishing any judgment. Esau oppresses the poor. There's no true mercy. You know what I'm saying? They kill the righteous and they justify the wicked. There's no true faith. People don't have no faith in the Lord. You see what I'm saying? They trust in their fucking bulletproof vests and their guns. So these things that the Lord talked about, the true prophets will be bringing, that's what will be a crumbling down this kingdom. And that's what will pave the path for the Lord. You see, and that's when the elect actually hear these words, this is what is going to seal the elect. Are we sealed right now all the way? No, because the seven angels still haven't let loose the destruction. But these things, saying these things over and over and over, that's why the Lord told Peter 3 times. When we say these things over and over and over, it's a reputation that's getting to the elect. That's what's building them up for that day of the Lord. Let me grab this real quick, because a lot of men, they shun away from Yahweh Shai. They shun away from the Lord, man. You see, and Yahweh Shai has to be preached in an austere, strong spirit. Micah chapter 3 and verse 1. And I said, Hear I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. Is it not for you to know judgment? Who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them and their flesh from off their bones. You see, so by God's not preaching Yahweh Shai, what they're actually doing, they're taking the flesh from off of God's bones. They're in the most simple way, guys are leading guys to their death. Because if Yahweh Shai is not there, then there's death there. And that's what guys are doing. But we understand that. That's why we're teaching this truth in a way where man can actually see. And you can't really fake it. If you really can't see, then you can't see. If you really can see, You're gonna speak in a way where the world is gonna know you can see. This is why the Lord said they're not of the world. Because if they were of the world is gonna hear them. But no, only the true ones that were in the Lord are gonna hear the true man of the Lord. Because the way they were gonna be coming, the way they come, they're gonna be completely against the world. A lot of guys ain't against the world like that. They still want to tippy tap in the pond of Babylon and then try to go to the Lord. That's why the Lord said He's gonna say to many, "I never fucking knew you. I never knew you." Because you really weren't about me. You see what I'm saying? The true ones of the Lord, they're going to be in the spirit where it's going to be all the way for the Lord, no matter what. That's why the prophets were called Beelzebub. They were demonized. They were hated. Man wanted to kill the prophets. This said, look at this fucking bug out, and they say the same shit to us. Why? Because we're establishing Yahweh Shai, and guys can say, "Okay, I'm in this camp," but they really don't have Yahweh Shai. You see how important the Lord is? Like it really ain't about us. We ain't nothing uh, uh, without the Lord. But the Lord,
Con,
His Spirit has to be pushed out there more and more. Because when we do that, we can see a lot of these guys, man, they're shaking in the boots. You know, go ahead, brother, you got it.
Con, I got something to back you up. This is Mark 4 in verse 11, right? It says, and he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of power, but unto them that are without, all these things are not in parables, that
Mm,
seeing they may see and not perceive, and hearing they may hear and not understand, lest at any time they should be converted and their sins should be forgiven them. It says, verse 13, and he said unto them, know ye not this parable? And how then will ye know all parables? You know, so a lot of men they don't perceive that, they don't understand the Lord, what He's saying. See, because the Lord actually talks in a way where only the remnant will understand. You see, but when men of the world listen to the Lord, they try to connect it to the carnal as most of they can. And sometimes that's why they think the Lord is talking the carnal way, but when they come across with certain things the Lord say, and they can't make sense out of it in a carnal way. Like for example, the Lord said to be to go in the kingdom of heaven, to enter in, you must be born again. You see, and the scribes and Pharisees, they were trying to connect that with the carnal mind, but they couldn't connect it because they kept asking, how can men go back in the in the womb? How can you go back in the womb? That's why to this day they still try to push forth that doctrine of combining this truth, you know, which is of the spirit, and combining with the things of the world. The Lord doesn't work that way. Let me continue down verse 14. The the sower soweth the word, and these are they by the wayside where the word is sown. But when they have heard, Satan cometh immediately and taketh away the word that was sown in their hearts. You
mm,
see? So Satan, you know, is being sent from the Heavenly Father, right? Because these men are not really holding this truth right. They when they hear this word, they actually have an intent in their mind, and they think on how they can actually make and use this word in a way that they can take advantage of it in this word in this world, in this wicked kingdom. They try to actually um win money. They try to actually win respect of persons, res- um gain followers and subscribers. You see, that's that's wicked. That's darkness. Verse 16, and these are they likewise which are sown on stony ground, who when they have heard the word, immediately receive it with gladness.
mhm,
So that's what we're doing. Um, so there's a difference from the goats in the sheep. Verse 17, and have no root in themselves, and so endure but for a time. Afterward then affliction or persecution ariseth from the world for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. See, keyword offended. I think there's more me here too. Um, you want to speak up on that, Art?
Yeah, I want to go back to what you said in the beginning, brother, because you
Hmm.
said it's not given unto them to know the mysteries. Now, when you brought out that precept, these are they that hear the word, right? These guys, they hear the word, and then what happens? They get offended.
Right.
So that's the Lord letting us know right there that you don't want to walk in the ways that these guys are walking. You see what I'm saying? That's why we have scriptures like Matthew's 23 and verse 10, call no man your master, don't even exalt men. You see what I'm saying? Because when you exalt men, what happens is that pride gets to their head.
Mm.
See, and Jay gets a little power, and what happens? Jay gets power hungry. That's why the Lord say take the low seat, because when you take the low seat, the mysteries and the wisdom and the understanding is given to those that are lowly. So when the Lord talked about they can't understand, well, there's a certain reason why these guys can't understand, because guys have taken the Lord's truth and they have ran with it, but they weren't building upon that foundation which Yahweh Shai. Guys were building on how they were seen by men. We say this all the time: fame, clout, all that. Guys are paid off. The Lord's right when the Lord is saying that, He's giving us a warning as well. They can't understand these mysteries because they're in a certain spirit that's blocking them from understanding these mysteries. Now, in the same while the Lord is saying that, He's telling us to take the low. Stay
Right.
humble. Don't have any parts in this world, because what happens when you get exalted? Automatically, it's like Agent Smith when he puts his hand in you. Well, that venom of the world is gonna come into you, and slowly but surely you start to wither away. The
Right.
spirit starts to leave you. You start leaning more onto the world and the flesh, and over time, what guys have done is the spirit of the Lord done slowly leaked out. Now they're in the flesh completely. Let me grab this for you, Walk, and I'll give it back to you. Matthew chapter 23 and verse 12, it says, let me start at 11. But he that is greatest among you shall be your servant, and whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased, and he that shall humble himself shall be exalted. And we're seeing the two different spirits: the spirit of error and the spirit of truth. Guys that have exalted themselves, what happened? They're abased right now. See, we're good. We sleep good at night. We wake up with a smile on our face. We don't we're not like a Kool-Aid man, but we're good because we know the Lord is with us. But a lot of guys out there, they ain't good. They may have other subscribers and this, but a lot of guys are really fucked up, Buck. You know what I'm saying? Like the saying in the world, the richest people in the world, that's the ones that have depression. Because they can have all those substances, but they lost their own soul in the process of getting those riches, and that's a lot of men in this truth. I want to get the word for greatest real quick, and I'll hand it back to you.
If I may say also with that point you made, see, when you have a lot of things in this world, right? You actually start caring more of these things, and all hell can break loose. And now all you're thinking is about how you can keep these things that are in the world. You see, but the Lord actually doesn't want the men of the Lord and the sincere, the soldiers to be caught up, with loving things and stuff and carnal things of the world, because the Lord actually want us to be in a mindset of hasting. If we gotta go when the Lord says go, we have to go and not think about, oh, let me take this, let me take that.
Hmm.
That's a stumbling block. But go ahead, bro.
Yeah, the brother said they can hear you typing, Knox. So if you want to just mute yourself, right? And you made a good point too. The Lord want to exalt you. See, the Lord. That's why the Lord said He prayed for His true elect. If you're of the Lord's not gonna exalt you. See, the Lord's gonna fucking keep on throwing stuff in your way. He's gonna keep on throwing stuff in your way, so you slip and you come back up. You might have to go through this situation. You might have to go through that situation, but you come back up. The reason why the Lord is doing that is because so your mind won't get in the carnal mindset. You know what I'm saying? It's like in a video game, right? Each level that you go, it becomes harder, but you get more points, you get more accolades. The same thing in this truth. That's why we have examples like Apostle Paul. He had the testimony of the Lord. He was persecuting the church, but the Lord raised him up, and he had a lot of great knowledge, even surpassing the 12. But the Lord had to throw many thorns in his flesh to keep his ass humble. And the same thing with us. The Lord is constantly humbling us. He's constantly throwing stuff in our path. The Lord don't want us to be proud like these guys, man. Because just look at the spirit that they are. In order for you to teach this word in the strength and in the power, you have to be humbled. You can't have any type of pride. You see, you can't be wanting to be seen of this world or wanting positions. Because what that's gonna do is, like the brother said, the brother Harmer one, crack is a drug, right? And when Esau tastes crack, that shit is addicting. Well, fame is addicting as well. Now you're just doing this thing, you speak in a certain type of way to get fame, man, to look at you. Now you're not even teaching for the Lord no more. So it's like, fuck. Now you lost the spirit, but then you have all the fame of the world. But the Lord talked about his true ones. He's not going to have them in that spirit. And so, when we go through our trials and tribulation, that's why we have to take it patiently, man. It may hurt sometimes, it may not feel good, but there's a reward and there's a reason why we're going through it. Ultimately, because the Lord is keeping us in that spirit, man. Look how strong we got. We're talking about these guys that were dead, but look how alive we are, man. We're not dead in these last days. As the brother said, I'm not dead. We're not dead, man. We're alive. And we love it in these last days. And by us being alive, the Lord is showing us who's dead and who's actually a part of him. So we have the spirit to actually speak. We can go into prophecies. We can go into anything, man. Anything that we want to. Because the Lord is on our side. Go ahead, buddy. You got it.
Let me finish this chapter. Mark 4 and verse 19. Um, verse 18 actually. No, actually, yeah, 19. And the cares of the world and the
Mm.
deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in choke the word, and it becometh unfruitful.
It's
Verse
heavy.
20. And these are they which are sown on good ground.
You got to break
Such,
that down, Doc. You got
yep.
to
So
break
let
that
me
down,
bring
brother.
chapter 19 down. So basically, why are these men that are not being fruitful um perceiving to actually have the truth and that the truth is theirs? It's because they are not grounded in this truth. Uh, they're not sown in good ground. They're actually sown in thorns because they're actually caught up in a chains of darkness, which is actually the cares of this world. Caring how much money you have, caring how much fame, how much subscribers, how much men under you have. That's what they care about, and that's why it's choking the word, and it's not just like thorns choke up the trees and the fruits and the seed. That's what they're doing with this word. It's not letting the word actually be fruitful unto
Mm-mm.
others. Now look up. This is verse 20, going to the righteous men, right? The ones that are actually well sown and being um, uh, pushing forth fruit.
It's
Verse 20.
beautiful.
And these are they which are sown on good ground, such as hear the word and receive it. See, you have to receive the Lord and bring forth fruit, and some 30-fold and 60-fold, and some in 100. And let me continue. And he said unto them, is a candle brought to be put under a bushel or under a bed? Be not and not to set on a candlestick, for there is nothing hid which shall not be manifested, neither was anything kept secret, but that it should come abroad. If any man have ears to hear, let him hear. And he said unto them, take heed what ye hear, with what measure ye meet, it shall be measured to you, and unto you that hear shall more be given. So the Lord actually is telling us, right, to take heed on what we're actually hearing. Be diligent on what men is saying. Is what men is saying according to the scriptures, or is it on their own understanding and they made it up? You see, that's what the Lord is telling us here. And He also is telling us in the same verse, right, to your measure what ye mean. So we gotta, like, again, inspect. Inspect men. Are they really men of the Lord? What are they saying? What is it that they're actually pushing forth? And calling Esau is not what the Lord promotes.
Gone, brother, gone. And gone, brother. You mind pausing yourself, like? Gone, Tazmak. Now I was gonna speak on a couple things in that scripture that you said, building up your treasures in heavenly places. See, this is why the Lord said it's all about the inward man. The flesh don't profit anything, because when you have those treasures in the heavenly places, no man can take that away from you. And every situation you go through, or you might be in a dark place, you're able to reach up into those treasures in the heavens that moth and rust does not corrupt. You can actually take from it. That's why, with you building up your experiences, you're building up your faith, your mercy, your discernment. You see, you can actually pull from those things from the spirit, because the spirit will be built up in a certain way where you're gonna know how to walk in every situation. You're gonna know how to trust in the Lord in every situation, whether that be through life or death. You see, but when you're building up your treasure on the earth, what do you have? What happens when the floods come? What happens when all this shit goes away? You're through. What happens when YouTube goes down? You ain't gonna keep your subscribers. You know what I'm saying? So the importance of what the Lord said was building up your treasures in the heavenly places, man. That's why we push faith to brothers, having faith in the Lord. Not calling man your master, or not call. You know what I'm saying? Like having a respect of persons, calling man your master. You know. Then what that does is, if that man starts going off, you follow that man, you're gonna be destroyed right along with him. But when you have Yahushua as your master, you're not gonna be deceived. You're gonna be built up and strengthened to know the right and the wrong way. You're gonna know. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna hand it off. This truth was given unto us, and it's only being speaking through the mouth of a few men to actually let you know where men are, each and every individual man, if he's of the Lord or he's not. You see what I'm saying? So you know how to maneuver, and you can tell whether that man's of the Lord or not. That's why the Lord said, "What you have to prove a friend before you can credit him." You have to prove all things before you can actually credit it. And by you having your Shai, you're able to do that. You're able to prove man by bringing out your Shai. You got it, brother. You got it, man.
Come on, let me finish this one up. Mark 4 in verse 25. For he that hath, to him shall be given. See, for him that has this truth, actually have the uprightness and the spirit of the Lord to actually keep walking in this truth. But look at this. And he that hath not, from him shall be taken even that which he had. So a lot of men, they're actually becoming zombies, you see?
Mm-hmm.
And that also goes to the false prophets, the goats, because they don't have this truth the way they should have it. The way we have it, the way we carry it, they don't have it. They don't have fruits, because the way they're pushing forward this word is unfruitful, so they don't have any fruits. But we having fruits, we have, and we
Now,
actually getting more. You see,
yeah,
but
their fruits are wicked. Their
con
fruits are wicked.
and they're whatever they have, which is unfruitful, unfruitful and wicked fruits, in darkness, and the last things that they have, right, is the actual ability to deceive many, and
Right.
that they're gonna lose that. And they're already losing that as we speak, because they, like the brother said, this is the worst time to be a false prophet, because everything's being revealed. You see, so let me jump down to the parable here, um, verse 31, verse 30, and he said, "Whereunto shall we liken the kingdom of Yahweh Shai? With what comparison shall we compare it? It is like a grain of mustard seed, which, when is sown in the earth, it is less than all seeds that be in the earth. But when it is sown, it groweth up and becometh greater than all herbs, and shooteth out great branches, so that the fowls of the air may lodge under the shadow of it. So that parable, when I want to connect to what we're saying, because this parable shows how the underdogs always goes on top, always climbs on top, always ends up on top. The Lord
That's right,
is the
Doc.
one that's doing that. You see, because there was a time that the false prophets, uh, um, they were deceiving even more people. You see, but now the truth is even it's more powerful now. The men of the Lord is more powerful now because the Lord is giving the Spirit for them to actually pinpoint who are these goats in sheep clothing, and actually um, showing that the Lord is speeding up the times, because he's actually allowing the men of the Lord grow up fast, and grow up in a way that the false prophets are actually uh, being frightened, and they don't even know what to do. So they're actually declaring more war on the true prophets, calling us demons, and everything that they did with the Lord. Everything's happening again. So the Lord is gonna come back, and he's gonna actually destroy these wicked men, because the revenge would take place. You see, you can't escape from revenge of the Lord, and it's a beautiful thing, man. That these things are happening right now. Beautiful time, man.
Come on, hey, let me grab this precept out real quick. Matthew chapter 13 and verse 44. It says, "Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in the field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he has, and buys that field." So the kingdom of heaven, the Lord is telling us that the kingdom of heaven is like a field that a man bought. See, when you see, it's likened unto, like, if you're a poor man and you go to if you, let's say, if you're in a club, or you go to a homeless place, and then you're poor, right? But you don't have anything, but you have a true gift. You may have like a necklace. Then you may have another guy come in. He's acting like he's really poor, but he's not really poor. You can tell he's wearing nice shoes and everything like that. So the Lord is telling you that the true men, the Lord, they sold everything that they had for the kingdom of heaven's sake. You see what I'm saying? They put everything on the line. They sold everything that they had just for the kingdom. So because they're poor, they're gonna be crying out to the Lord to what? To make them rich. Now the rich men, the ones that are carnal in the flesh, they're gonna act like they're poor, right? Oh, I'm doing this, like this Instagram horse. They will put it on Instagram, and then they'll be handing money to people, but they're not really poor. The poor men are actually gonna see the ones that were rich. Carnally, they're gonna be rich. You see what I'm saying? And they're gonna be exposing them. See, when you actually have Yahweh Shem Shai with you, and you're not seeking the validation of this world, you're gonna really be speaking this truth with true love, man. You're gonna really be really about it. And we're about it, brother. We're really about it, man. That's why guys truly hate us, because they see guys are still rich of this world. They haven't let go of this world. They're still, like the scriptures talk about, the Lazarus and the rich man. They mocked Lazarus. He was rich in this time. That's how a lot of guys are. They haven't really followed Yahushua all the way. They haven't sold everything that they had. They still have the world, and then they're trying to walk in that straight and narrow path with all this baggage. And it's like the ones that only have Yahushua, that stone, that's walking on the straight path, we can clearly see that they have all this bag. They still have the world on their back. You see what I'm saying, Knox? So it's real heavy, where we are in this time. The Lord wants us to be where we are right now, with the few brothers who with in the spirit we're teaching, the power that we're coming in. Men may hate us because I know we have a lot of enemies out there, but the Lord truly loves us, Doc. Let me read it one more time. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in the field, the which when a man has found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he has and buys that field. So that man, he sold everything that he had. He put everything off. He just has that one field, you know? And that's why when Yahweh and the disciples were looking at those people casting in the treasures, the Lord seen that one lady, and he's like, well, shit, these people, they're casting in the abundance that they had. But that one lady, she cast in all that she has, man, everything that she had. You know, she cast in her whole life because she was seeking that one field, which is Yahushua's kingdom, man. So that's likening unto us. You know, go ahead, brother. You got it, man. I just had to bring that out.
Con, man, con. Hey, man, I want to bring this out. I'll just bring it out. Mark 7, verse 1, right? Because this is how we know that the Lord does not want us to be respecting men, following after men. He wants us to follow the Lord, follow him. Mark 7 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then came together unto him the Pharisees and the certain of the scribes, which came from Jerusalem. And when they saw some of his disciples eat bread with defiled, that is to say, with unwashed hands, they found fault. For the Pharisees and all the Jews, except they wash their hands often, eat not, holding the tradition of the elders. You see? Keyword, holding the tradition of the elders. They found
Mm-hmm.
fault. See, the scribes and Pharisees, they found fault on the disciples because the disciples were not following the tradition of men.
Mm.
Verse 4, and when they come from the market, except they wash they and eat not, and many other things there be, which they have received to hold, as the washing of cups and pots, brassen vessels, uh, and of tables. Then the Pharisees and the scribes asked him, why walk not they, Salakia, why walk not thy disciples according to the tradition of the elders, but eat bread with unwashed hands? You see, so these scribes and Pharisees, they were actually asking the Lord why the disciples didn't respect persons. Why didn't they follow men? Why didn't they keep and hold the tradition of men? You see,
Mm-hmm.
and look at this, verse 6. And to break that up, right? The Lord does not look to men that actually respect men. The Lord wants his disciples, and the disciples, the true disciples, will do what the Lord wants him to do, wants us to do, and that is following the Lord and respecting this word. What does the word say? What does the holy gospel say? What is the law? Verse 6. He answered and said unto them, well hath Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, this people honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. You see, that's what men are doing today. They prophesy with their lips, but their mind, their mindset, you know, it's far from them. It's actually in the world. It's actually more intertwined with the ways of this world, and trying to be looked at well. You know, the Lord does not do that. The Lord didn't even try to be looked at well by this world himself. So why would we want to do the same? Well, why would we want to do the same as these scribes and Pharisees? No, we're gonna do what the Lord did. We're not gonna choose another route. We're gonna choose the way the Lord actually chose. See, so they actually want. So that's why they're mad. That's why these men, they trying to uh label our righteousness and our uprightness as wickedness, because
Well,
they know they're the wicked.
they're mad that we're free in the spirit, Huck. That's exactly why
Exactly.
they're mad. They're mad that we're free in the spirit. See, if
Exactly.
men, if we're stupid and fucked like a lot of these zombies out here, and the man can they could trick us with their smooth words and beguiling of fair speeches, they would love that. But guys actually hate that we're free in the spirit. And when you know these scriptures, you're a threat, man. You're a threat. And guys can actually see, guys know that we're not fucking stupid. We're not these bug outs. We're not shy, tried and refined. We're not these bug outs. You know, we're not element. We actually study these scriptures and we see for ourselves that these guys are not right. And by us reading about Yahushua, reading these scriptures, we see how Yahushua came, and we see a lot of guys are walking contrary. So we don't even want to be a part of nobody. You know, we're in the Lord's camp, and that's all that matters. Being in the camp, that don't make you anything. You see, but we're free in the spirit, Doc. Now, for guys that can't come like us, they say, well, why the hell is this guy coming like this? What's wrong with these guys? They're mad, or they? Well, it's because guys are still. It's like guys are scared of what men think of them, but then they still want to be servants of the Lord. So just like you're not even a servant of the Lord, but you're still servants of sin, and that's what's going on. Guys can't really preach this truth like freely because it's like something is going on in guys' mind. I don't know what I do know. You know, I do know guys are held back by their sins. And so, by us speaking in this way, guys actually hate it, brother. They hate it, man, and we love it. You know, because Yahweh he came freely. He came to give sight to the blind. The Lord wasn't trying to get the disciples to be all bundled up and in that sucking place. The Lord said, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free." Now, by guys, how guys are coming, you can tell they're not free. You see. Let me grab this real quick, and I'm gonna give it back to you. This is Malachi chapter 3 and verse 17. It says, and they shall be mine, said the Lord of hosts, in that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spares his own son that serves him. Then shall you return and discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serves the Lord and him that serves him not. You know, and that's the point we're at, Uck. And that's why we have to just keep on teaching this truth and sincerely being sincere, taking a low seat. You know, we don't want to be anything in this world, man, this dying world. You know, by taking the low seat, that's how we're kept alive. The Lord said, when you take the low seat, there's wisdom, and a lot of guys have thrown off wisdom. You see, because it's got too heavy, and it's getting heavier by the day. But the only way we can stay on that straight and narrow path is staying low, man. That's where that true wisdom and understanding is. That's where your house shy is. You know, the Lord took the low seat. The Lord ain't come all high and mighty. He was a second in chief, but he took the low seat, man. And that's what we're trying to follow. That's what we're trying to emanate. When we do these lessons, we do it in the faithful spirit so brothers can actually be built up, you know. We don't want to come like these guys are coming because anything that guys have going on, we want to be separate from that. That's why the Lord says, separate yourself. Don't even touch nothing of theirs, man, because their spirit is not fucking right. And that same spirit can hop on you if you're watching them. That's why we tell brothers, you got to really discern who you're watching. This thing ain't just about watching guys because they have a good personality or they can get this scripture and get that scripture. Well, are you right with the Lord? You know, do you have the scriptures of Yahweh Shai? You see what I'm saying? See, that's why this thing is like you said, you got to try man, and don't just follow man, but follow after the Lord. And how do you do that? Right? When you bring out Matthew 23, bring out Yahweh Shai, you see if men are walking according to Yahweh Shai to the best of their ability, because we're not perfect, or if they're really wicked. Go ahead, brother. You got it, man.
Con. Let me see. Yep.
Damn, Mark, you typing up an essay?
No, it's just the static, man. It's just the connection.
Oh,
Salakia.
come on, bro. It's all good.
Yeah. Man, the Lord has the authority. You see, not men. See, men think they actually have some sort of authority to make their own doctrine or their own regulations or their own laws. No, you have to follow the only one that has the authority, which is Yahweh Bashim Yashai. You see,
Mhm.
we that's why we serve the Lord. That's why we follow the Lord. You know, and we don't make no other way, but we actually continue the path in the only way, in the only way. You see, the straight gate. Um, but let me see. Um, yeah, let me see if this is what I want here. Yeah, let me read Mark 11 verse 26. No, verse 29. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, I will also ask of you one question, and answer me, and I will tell you by what authority I do these things. The baptism of John, was it from heaven or of men?
Woo! That's beautiful, Huck.
God.
Hey, these guys don't know who we are, Huck. They don't even know. See, when guys hear us, they're like, "Oh, these guys can be men of the Lord." You know what I'm saying? Because when the men of the Lord actually came on the scene, they didn't come like people were expecting them. They were called bug outs, man. So when you had John the Baptist, they were asking him, "Are you that prophet? You know, are you that guy?" Even though he was doing marvelous works, they still didn't know who he was. So they're not gonna know who we are, man. See, if you're of the flesh, you can't really tap into the spirit and see those dark things of the Lord. You're not gonna see what the true spirit of the Lord is, because that's where the true man of the Lord are hiding in the spirit. The guys are just looking at the flesh. They just look at the personalities and the cloud. They don't really look at the spirit, man. But you got it, brother. It's like you.
No, man, well said, well said. Because see, um, they when the Lord actually asked this question, right? That's how he revealed how wicked they are, because they couldn't answer.
Mm,
They couldn't say yes or no. They were stuck in the middle,
right.
and a lot of men are stuck in the middle, you know, today, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because
Right.
they don't have a rooted root. They're not well rooted in this truth. They're not really standing firmly on this truth.
Right. And that's why when you read about Yahushua, the Lord told you, you shall know them by their fruits. Now, the Lord said, a good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, and an evil tree cannot bring forth good fruit. Now, the men that are according to the Lord's heart, they're gonna be bringing that good fruit. So, and when you read about Yahushua, you're gonna see through the Spirit who the Lord's actually dealing with. You're gonna see because the Lord moved in a certain way. He wasn't liked, so you're gonna know who the men of the Lord are. They're gonna be hated. They're gonna move in a certain way. They're gonna speak like Yahushua. And you're gonna know these fucking false prophets too. You're gonna know because the scriptures clearly tell you. See, when you read these scriptures and see for yourself, you can't be swayed by just any old nigga, man, by any old false prophet, because you're built upon that rock. This is why the Lord said, "Blessed is he that readeth," because when you read, you actually see how the Lord's coming, and you can't be swayed. That's why the Lord said the elect will not be deceived by the evil. Because they're going to see right through the darkness. They're going to see right through it, man. They're going to know who the true man of the Lord are and who's not. Go ahead, brother.
Right. And I want to read it. Let me go ahead and read it. Verse 31. Um, then they reasoned with themselves.
That's heavy.
They reasoned with themselves. So and it's saying, if we should say from heaven, he will say, why then did ye not believe him? But if we
Mhm.
shall say of men, they feared the people, for all men counted John that he was a prophet indeed. You see, so that's why these false prophets, they don't want to be revealed that they're actually goats and wicked, and they're actually just working for themselves. They're just they're trying to reason with themselves, and they just want to be um uh in vain glory. They want to have their own glory. You see, they don't want the kingdom of heaven to be established here, because their 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 mission is just to be looked like men of the Lord. When in reality, they just want the fame. They just want that royalty in this world. You see, but the thing is,
Um,
we're actually praising the Lord, and we're actually doing what the Lord commanded us to do. And not actually boasting ourselves, with ego, or saying that we're actually higher than and then we have higher seats, and that we're with this and with that. No, we're nothing, and we're taking the low route, like you say. You see, that's what the Lord actually uh, 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 is pleased in.
right, and that's the key. That's the key. So you're gonna know who actually hates this fucked up world because the way they're gonna be teaching, you're gonna actually see. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said He gonna give you spirits to tread upon serpents. Like, so the spirit that the true man of the Lord come in, you're gonna actually see that they hate this fucked up world. You're gonna actually see, man. You see? And you're gonna see the ones that actually love this world by the way they teach. And see, man, they can't really hide it no more. How they're really coming. Everything that man say is being observed by the Spirit of the Lord through the mouth of the true prophets. Everything that man do is being observed. You know, that's why guys be like, well, these guys have a lot of shit to say. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff to say because a lot of you guys ain't right. So it's like it's being evidently clear who actually hates this world, Doc. And those that hate this world, they're gonna be hated by this world. That's why a lot of guys are not hated. Nobody's fucking with these guys. You have the brother's channel get taken down. Well, because that brother's speaking the truth. That brother's actually a threat, not only to Esau, but these guys in this truth that are not fucking right. You see? But you see that we can't really hold a place in this kingdom because everything we say, we're of a whole nother world. We're of a whole nother spirit, you know? And but spirit, we're coming in, we're actually cutting you down if you're not fucking right. See, our job is to get the wicked out of there, man. To get them out of there. This is why when Yahweh spoke to certain parables, a lot of guys fled from me. This like we can't understand what this guy is saying. They left. And Yahweh asked Peter, well, are you gonna leave? Peter said, where am I gonna go? I know you're the true disciples. I know you're the true anointed, excuse my words. So the true ones are gonna know where the spirit is and they're gonna cleave to that. You see, our job is not to make guys see. Our job is just to speak this word. And if you're in the spirit, you're gonna see automatically because the Lord's gonna be with you. You gotta go there.
Con, you want to close it?
I know you're getting tired, Doc. I know. Um, Con, brother, Con. Hey, it's beautiful, Doc. It's beautiful, man. I was meditating on a couple things today. It's beautiful, man. And the Lord is with us. We're seeing some heavy things happen through the spirit too. We got Russia going against Ukraine. Ukraine tried to back out, but Russia's like, "Now we're gonna go full force." And you got the United States butting their head in, so it's gonna be that World War III is coming real soon. It's coming real soon, man. You got North Korea with Kim Jong Un making these missiles, so we're definitely in that time. But even in the midst of these wars and everything, you have a war in this truth, and the true ones of the Lord. The Lord is keeping them in the spirit to keep them humble, to keep them in the spirit where they can have understanding. It's all about having that understanding of why the Lord came and He said certain things that He said. But come on, brothers. You let me see if the brothers got any scriptures. Okay, we can close it out. The brother revile not the gods. He said Luke 10 verse 16. It says, um, "He that hears you hears me, and he that despises you despises me." And he that despises me despises him that sent me. You see? So when guys despise us in the words we preach, they really don't despise us because you can't really shoot the messenger. You actually despise the ones that actually send him. So a lot of guys, they hate Yahweh Shai, yuck. They hate Yahweh Shai. That's why the Lord said they were from below and he's from above. Because the word we speak, you have to be in the spirit to understand our spiritual speaking, man. We speak things that are in the heavens. You can't be on the earth trying to understand what we're saying. It's not going to work. Um, Proverbs 11 and 25. The liberal soul shall be made fat, and he that watereth shall be watered himself. It's beautiful, brothers. And that's what we're trying to build up our the kingdom in our mind. Closing up the breaches, man. You see what I'm saying? So when we do these works and we do these videos, as we're giving living waters to brothers, the Lord is also watering us because this is actually charity. This is actually charity right here. But that's pretty much all we got, brothers. Um, with that, we're gonna give all praises to Yahweh,
Hawa,
Ba'ashem,
Bashem,
Yahweh
Yahushai,
Shai,
Bashem,
Ba'ashem,
Rakatash.
Bakat Wadash. You brothers stay strong. We got the brothers on there, and we're almost out of here, man. Just got to stay strong, and where this is where we stand, and this is where we fight. There's no drawing back. This is where we stand, man. And with that, man, it's gonna be on to the next one. Hey, Shalom, Kabarim.